Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Tuesday at 1:45 in the afternoon on a grey day. We actually had a tiny bit of rain this morning and I was so excited because we really don't get much rain, and it was lovely to hear the little pitter-patter on the roof, but it didn't last too long and it's just grey now and a bit breezy, and actually it's like winter. It's only 17 degrees, which is a proper winter temperature for us. Although funnily enough, I was watching Brenda's video this morning from My Wee Reborn's Cradle, and she's in Canada, and so it's summer for her, and she said the temperature was 9 degrees outside. It was some morning time, and I thought, oh heck, we never get it that cold during the day in our winter. And so today is a normal day as far as winter temperatures for us go, because it's been such a warm, mild winter until now. Our average temperature for the whole winter has been something like 20.2 average, but we've even had 24 degrees, which is about 70 something. It's a very, very comfortable temperature. Anyway, so it's nice outside because it's grey, and that's nice for a change. I know if you're in England you will think I'm a bit crazy and a bit balmy, but we have a lot of sunshine, and so we get really used to sunshine. So a grey day for me is a bit exciting because it's different. Now, I said it's Tuesday today, and so I'm on the other side of our doll show now. So I thought I'd just like to come on and tell you a little bit about it and just show you what I bought. So you're looking at some little yellow leather shoes. They're absolutely adorable. I bought them from one of the tables, actually a table that was run by one of my friends. And I've got a ruler here. I thought that might be a better way of so you could sort of get an idea of how big these things are that I've got. Just an idea, it might not help. Let me just see, we'll turn them sideways and put them in the camera. And then let's just get the little ruler, well, not a little ruler, a normal ruler, next to these little shoes. There we go. They're about 3.5 inches if you work in inches. And if you work in centimetres, they're about 9 centimetres, I think. A bit less, maybe 8.5 centimetres. And they're just a little yellow leather. Let me bring one of them up a bit closer so you can see it. It's too close. I've got the camera really zoomed in so you can see them well. I had these inserts from some other shoes, so I just put them inside them. Aren't they adorable? And they've got those little buttons at the side. Oh, this is tricky because I've zoomed in so far. See that little special little white, I guess it's a button, but it's on a shank, so it's easy to loop through the little ankle strap on the shoe, and they're a T-bar style. And on the front, where the toes would be, there's like a circle that's been punched out with little dots, and then there's a larger hole in the middle of the little circle of dots. So they're very, very sweet. I don't know how old they are. They're probably, well, little leather shoes, maybe, what do you think, 1950, something like that? So that's one of the things I bought. And before I show you the next thing, maybe I'll just tell you a little bit about the 2 days. It was wonderful. I set up with my friend Lynn on Friday, and that went very well, and we talked to other people. There was a lot of buzz around, and you never know how the weekend's going to go until it happens, but I was excited and all ready. So we spent a good few hours there. We got my table set up, probably didn't take long, maybe 2 hours at the most. Maybe not even that, but there's always a bit of fiddle and a bit of tweaking here and there, so let's say 2 hours. But Lynn and I stayed for almost the whole day because there's lots of people to talk to and things to see, walk around and have a look at. Not everybody comes on the Friday to set up. A lot of people, not a lot. Okay, I should be more precise, shouldn't I? A few people come on Saturday morning and set their tables up early, before the doors open for the early birds. So there are a few people who do that as well. So not everything is set up, by the close of Friday. But anyway, so that went well, and I actually bought something on that Friday, which I'll show you at the end because I have to move the camera for that. but it's magnificent, and I'll show you afterwards. I'll keep you waiting. So then on Saturday, it was wonderful. It's so busy, lots and lots of people, and I got to see my friends from interstate and, return customers from other years. I just, all the things I love about the fair was Saturday. It was busy. I sold a lot of things, and just enjoyed that with my younger daughter. She was my helper on Saturday, and she was so good. She's not a doll person at all, but she's a people person. So she enjoyed talking to everybody and showing them things. And also, she is the queen of organisation. So we had a special way of, she created a special way of taking what we did with the tags when we took them off what we sold, where we put them, how we crossed them off to say they were sold, and then we have to cross off in the book that I have everything written in. We had to cross them off there and say they were sold. So she created this special method and did it in that particular order. So she was the boss of that for the day, and she also became the boss of collecting the money. So she had all the cash, which was really funny, and we just had a really good time. It was lots of fun. And then I was pretty weary, of course, when I got home on Saturday night, but it's good because there's no unpacking or anything that has to be done on Saturday because we leave it all there for the next day. We have security guards who walk around all day. They're just nice men who wear, well, I don't know if they're nice, but they seem nice and friendly. They wear those high-vis vests, bright yellow vests that have security written on them. But, they're not armed or anything. They're just nice men who walk around and make their presence felt, I guess. So I don't think we've ever had anything stolen, not that I know of, not that I can remember. And so they walk around all the time when the fair is open. And then we have one who stays overnight as well, so nothing can go walkabout or missing. It's really good. It's a good feeling. But most people actually cover their tables, and I do too, just with any sort of light cloth. It doesn't have to be solid. It can be see-through, like some sort of net curtaining or a light sheet or something like that. So last year, Jen and I bought just a piece off the end of a roll of some very light fabric. It's very, very light, and so we just cover my table up with that. It doesn't stop anybody from doing anything, but given that no one's allowed in and we have a security guard, and it's just a bit of extra layer, it just makes it a bit more awkward if someone wants to slip something off your table. Not that it's ever happened, but when you leave all your things there, it's good to know that nothing will happen because some of the things are really quite valuable. So that was the Saturday I got home, and then on Sunday morning I picked up my oldest daughter and we went out. Sunday is traditionally, these days, in recent times, a more quiet day at the fair. So because the serious buyers tend to buy everything up on Saturday, and Sunday is more, a few of the serious buyers come back, but mostly they've done their shopping on Saturday and they've seen everything. But with 140 tables, it's fun just to go around again and again and again and see everything in detail, because quite often your first couple of times around you might miss something, or maybe a dealer will put something out a bit later. So but yeah, traditionally Sunday is quiet, and let me tell you, it was quiet. But it was still lovely because I got to talk to my older daughter and talk to other people. I only got really one chance to walk around, and I was going to look at all the tables, but what happens is that people, everybody knows me there, of course, and so I get stopped and have long chats, and then I felt I needed to get back to my table just in case Nat needed some help, which she didn't do. She is a doll person, and so she knows about the doll, so I wasn't concerned. But anyway, so I certainly got some good photos, and both my girls took a few photos too. They felt a bit awkward doing it. They felt embarrassed, and I said, but it's quite normal, it's okay. Anyway, so I convinced them, but I think the problem was that because I used my camera and not my phone, they felt it was a bit strange going around with a camera because everyone uses their phones to take photos. But I think I will certainly add the photos that I've got at the end of this video. And actually that brings me to another subject, and that is on my last video, I was completely and absolutely touched by your comments. Absolutely, they jumped into my heart. Some of you said the most absolutely beautiful things to me that mean so much to me, and of course I haven't had a chance to reply to them, but just know that I've read them and what they mean to me. Some of you are just, oh goodness me, the sweetest, kindest people ever. Really, I'm so grateful to have you watching my channel. And now why did I want to add that bit? What was I saying? Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what I was saying. No, I can't remember. Just using my camera. Oh, good heavens. Isn't that awful when that happens? I wanted to... Oh, that's what it reminded me of. That's right, that's what I wanted to say. Just that in Lulu's comment, she asked if I could send her an email and describe what was on the tables. But my darling Lulu, that is just about... That's an impossibility. I wouldn't be able to get it done before I died because there are so many things. And it's not a reborn show, so it's not like I can say there was a Saskia there with dark hair and dark eyes, or, it's not like that, and then you would understand what I was saying. It's just full of dolls and doll wigs and all sorts of things, all sorts of different dolls, all teddy bears, some toys, and most tables would have probably at least 30 things on them. So I'm not really sure if there's anything better, any better description I could give you. Let me know. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, what did I have on the table that would be of any interest? Because I have a few photos, but it's so difficult because they're just words. If you don't know about that type of doll, they're just words. But Lulu, if there's anything else I can do, please tell me. If you know a way that I could describe something to you, I will definitely do it. Anyway, so let's take away these little shoes now, and I'll put something else out. Now this is very ordinary, just a little pair of booties that are, not even visible. There they are, white and blue. What I've been trying to find is a pair of little blue booties for Jonty, because a couple of years ago I bought from my favourite knitting seller at our doll fair the most gorgeous little pair of pink booties, tiny, just right for Pippa, and then a white pair for Jonty, because the seller didn't have any little blue booties, and their feet are quite tiny, and as you know, knitting stretches a lot, so they fit them really well. But I've always wanted blue ones, so every year I see if she's got little blue ones, and either I'm too late to get to her and they've sold, or she didn't bring any with her, or I could ask her to make some, but it's not vital. Jonty can cope without them, and so can I. So I did find that she had these little ones. They're just all done in garter stitch, in probably, I don't know if that's even 4-ply. It's quite fine. Let me just see. It's so hard because I'm so zoomed in. There we are. So the foot of the bootie is white, and then it's just got a pale blue trim around the top of the ankle, and there's white ribbon around to tie it up. And they're quite small. I don't actually know if they're small enough for Jonty. I'm not really sure because their feet are quite small. I haven't tried them on him. So that's something else I bought. Now, I didn't buy very much. Let me just warn you all, there's not a lot to show you because I have a lot of stuff, basically. I have a full doll room, and I've been buying for many, many, many years, so I don't, I don't have that much that I need. Just little things catch my eye, like the little shoes and the booties that I have been after. So yes, I didn't get very much, but just let me tell you about the end of Sunday. So on Sundays, of course, that's the last day of the fair, so we pack everything up and get it back into the car, and then I dropped my older daughter off at her house and continued on home. And my whole car was full, except for the front passenger seat where my daughter sat, but everything else was full, and I thought, well, I'm going to do pick-up of the children again this week after such a long breakaway, because I was sick for all that time. Then it's been school holidays, and then my car was loaded and I couldn't do it at the end of last week. So I got everything out of my car, and all it needs is for the back seat, which is put down, to be put up again, and then the booster seat to be reinstalled. So I'll do that before I pick up my grandchildren on Thursday, so it'll be ready for Thursday and Friday. So I was really, really tired on Sunday and went to bed early, and then yesterday I was planning on making this video, but do you think I had enough energy? I really didn't. My legs were aching. I was tired. I just couldn't muster enough energy. So here we are today on Tuesday. So there we are. Now that's those little booties. Now the next thing I want to show you is magnificent. I hope that you'll be able to see it. Oh, no, you can't see it down there. Let's see, how's that? Now this is actually a tiny miniature. It's made by my friend at the club who makes miniatures. This is really why I got the ruler, because I want you to be able to see. I'll bring it up closer to the camera, or I'll zoom out, or I'll do something so you can see it better in a minute. So the whole thing, which closes up, let me show you how it closes up. It does up like that, the little butterfly on it, which is upside down because that's just how I like. I wanted to show you with the baby. Now, I'll show you like this. Now, where are we? Not in the right place. Did you see the butterfly? I can't tell because I have to move right away from the camera to do this. There we are. That's what the case looks like, and that's what the pink butterfly stuck on the front. And the case is covered in a sort of a silky type cream material. And now let me open that up. Maybe it's like I don't know if it's like a cigarette case. No, because it's too small and too shallow. But it's similar to a cigarette case of olden days. Some sort of case that obviously my friend can get. And she has called this one the Edwardian case. So let me describe it a little bit to you. Oh, shall I show you how big it is? I don't know what to do first. I'm so excited. Now, okay, so let's see how the whole thing opened up. The two halves opened up, measure 7.5 inches, or in centimetres, it measures, what does that say? 19 centimetres. So half of that is, well, it's about 8.5 centimetres each, one half, or in inches. I suppose we just halved, but it's 3.5 inches. So that's how big the whole thing is. Now let me just show you. I don't know if can you see the little baby who's asleep here in the bunting? Let me pull the baby out. I'll put the baby on top and put the ruler next to it. So it is 1.5 inches long, and it's absolutely dressed beautifully. Let me see if I can work out how to show you. I might have to zoom out to get it to be really clear. Yeah, I think I'll have to zoom out. It's dressed in a beautiful little lacy, long-sleeved, like a bodysuit with a little bonnet on it. And it rests in this silk bunting in cream, which has got lace around it. Now everything is tiny, absolutely everything. The whole thing is absolutely tiny. And then there's lace around the outside of either side, and the lace faces inwards, of course, so that the case can close. And there's little pink ribbons tied in the corners, tied in bows in each corner. And then on the other side there is this beautiful cape in cream with lace trim, and a tiny little, like a little toy dolly for this baby to play with. And then there's a little book. Now let me see how to do this. I'll zoom out and see if I can bring it up closer so you can see. I'll move the ruler because it's a weeny bit annoying. Okay. Now let me just see if I bring it up close, if you can see what we've got here. Let's tuck the baby in her arms in there. Okay. Now, so everything is stitched down. It doesn't come out. There we are. Can you see that? Can you see that? My friend told me that the base of this is made from a scarf that she bought, and it's like a, what would you call that? It's like a dark sort of beigey, browny, creamy colour, and it's ruffled or crumpled sort of look to it, wavy look. And then this little tiny doll, I don't know, it's even got a face. don't know if you can see that. She's painted a little face on it, and it's got dark hair, and it's wrapped in a little shawl in cream, and then it's got a little dress that's made out of ribbon. And then here's the little book, and she's got tiny painted flowers on there, and a circle in the centre, which I think is a rose that's painted on there. And then there's the cape, and it's made out of, let me feel it, oh yes, it's a little bit like the old-fashioned viella, that type of material. And it's got a white ribbon around it, and it's just gorgeous. And you might be able to see the pink ribbon, that's how she's got the little bows on either corner, and then it's kind of ruffled or swirled around the ribbon. It's beautiful, isn't it? Sorry I'm moving so much and jerking. So that's that half. Let me show you the little baby half up close. Or shall I take the baby out? First I'll show you the baby in. Up close. I hope you can see that. There it is, little tiny baby in that bunting, stitched in, and there's tiny embroidery. Absolutely microscopic, beautiful embroidery around the edge of the bunting, with a little bit of lace around the bunting as well. Absolutely gorgeous. She does all this work. You know, I don't know how you see it to do it, but here's the little baby. Let me see if I can show you my hand. Can you see that? Absolutely tiny little thing, little painted face. Her legs are slightly bent, and her little arms are just dressed in this lacy, tiny bodysuit. So shall I put the ruler next to her? Would that help? Let's see where we are. No, where are we? I don't know. There. But no, that's not much use, is it? I'll just measure her and tell you. She's about, oh, that's 4 centimetres, silly me. Let's do the inches. So she's 4 centimetres, but 1.5 inches she is. This tiny little, and she's made of bisque. She's a little bisque doll, porcelain, one or the other. There she is. So I bought this from my friend, and then when did I buy that? I think I bought that on the Friday night. I bought the shoes on the Friday night, and the little booties I probably bought on, I think I had time to go around maybe on, what was it? I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday. I had a chance to go around. There's one more thing I'll show you before I show you the big thing. Okay? Now how do we do this? Let's zoom in maybe. Let me just get them ready. So you can hear they make a noise. And they want to roll a bit, and they want to go into that shape. So there you are. It's like a pram rattle, and it's on like blue elastic, and they're just plastic circular shapes with a hole in the middle, so the elastic can be threaded through. There's a red and a blue, orange, green, yellow, pale blue, and pale pink, and they are a pram toy, and that might give you a clue as to what's coming next. So let me just pause you, and I'll set up and show you what else I got. Here we are back in the kitchen, and of course it's readjusted itself, silly thing. Always does that, doesn't it? There we go. Let me see if I can get it any better. So this is what I bought. This is a Silver Cross pram, and it's the type that can also be a stroller. So it's smaller than it is a full baby size. It's not a doll one, it's a full baby size. And it was bought in 1972, so it's 47 years old. And let me tell you, it is immaculate. It looks as though there hasn't been a baby in it. It's just absolutely amazing. It belonged to one of my friends. She bought it for her daughter and has finally decided to part with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So the baby can lie in it, and the back of it, you can't see in there, excuse me, it's so dark looking, but the back can come up. I'll show you properly in a minute. And then you can have the apron like that, and actually underneath that it's flat. You'll see when I take all that off. So it's got an apron, and then it's got a footrest underneath that can be at different levels. At the moment it's straight up, even though it looks as though it's coming down. I'll show you everything in a minute. And so this is what I bought, and I tell you, she was virtually giving it away, and there's no way I could say no to it. No way on earth could I say no to this gorgeous pram. It looks as though it has never been anywhere. The tyres are worn because she walked with her little girl everywhere. She doesn't drive, and so and they lived in a flat when her daughter was a baby, and so they were out every day walking. So the wheel, you can see that the tyres have been used, but honestly I have no idea how she managed to keep it so perfect, like absolutely perfect. There's one little tiny little kind of tear in the base part, the mattress part, or whatever you call that bit, where the baby would sit, and that's about it. A little bit of scratch underneath the foot plate, not on top of the foot plate, but it's gorgeous. So it's got the beautiful old-fashioned hood, which is the shape I love, that chunky square shape. The whole thing is navy inside and out. The elastic trim around the inside of the hood is still absolutely immaculate, and this style had this metal bar around the top, so that you don't have to touch the hood when you fold it down and up. And this is a bit of a difference in this design. The whole thing folds flat just by moving the handle, unlocking one lock and just folding the handle down, just like modern strollers. Let me just turn it sideways now so you can get a look at what the side is like. So it's all beautiful shiny chrome, and let me see if I can show you how this is. Can you see that? Yes, I did that perfectly. That was a good guess. So now you get a bit of an idea of what it looks like side on. Isn't that gorgeous? And actually you may be able to see how the bottom part here is actually straight along here, so inside the baby's flat. It just looks, I'll take this off and show you anyway. I'll give you a better look. I'll just pause you for a second. There we are. Now you can see without the apron on it what it looks like. And can you see the gorgeous basket out the back? That folds flat and is so cute. To me it looks very 1920s. I love it. It's not a brilliantly big basket, is it? So for a real baby it wouldn't be practical. But what my friend bought was a white wire basket, very similar to what you would have on the front of a bicycle, and it fits onto the handlebar, onto the, I suppose do you call that a handle? Handle of the pram, at the top and at the sides, and it's big, and so all the shopping could fit in that. So that's what it looks like from the side. Let me turn it round and see if I can keep it in the frame, and you can see what it's like on the inside. It's a bit hard to see because it's dark, but that maybe you can see that way. Let me have a look. Yeah, see, it's actually flat on the inside, and the backrest comes up, so the baby can be sitting up. But it's not like at 90 degrees, it's slightly back. I'll put it up soon and show you how that looks. And I'll show you the that silver bit that you see along here is actually part of that bit here is part of the footrest. But I'll show you what the footrest looks like and how it looks in stroller mode. So hang on a sec. So there it is in sort of semi-stroller mode, and I'll turn it sideways so you can see the angle of the footrest. And then I'll show you the footrest in the other position. Let me see if you can see that. Yes, you can see how it's down on a bit of an angle there. And actually, let me just, this bit flaps back up if you wanted to, like there, and you can you see how shiny and blue and brilliant that is? We turn it back this way, because it actually says Silver Cross, and look how immaculate that is. Isn't that amazing? I think you can see that says Silver Cross, and the whole footrest is a beautiful, beautiful dark blue enamelled finish. It's stunning. So I'll just lower it. Oh no, that is the lower step. Okay, let me just raise it. It must have come down when I took the apron off. So this is in the, there we go. So that's straight up, and then you put the flat there, and then the baby would have its mattress and sheet or whatever in there. Can you still see that? Let me see. And then I'll turn it sideways. Yeah. Is that, maybe that's how it was when I showed you before. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know, guys. There we are. There's the pram sideways with the footrest up. So you can see how it can be a stroller or a pram. And it's beautiful. And honestly, the mechanism is amazing. When you think it's so old and it just folds completely flat and it's light. I actually got it out of the car, out of the boot of the car with one hand and lifted it up. It was a bit of a struggle, let me tell you, but I did it. Determination is a wonderful thing. So I tell you what I might do now. I'll just pause you for a minute and I might put Tobiah in there and show you how she looks. There we are. Look at that. Look at Tobiah sitting in the pram. She just looks like a real baby. I can't get over it. Because see how the backrest has come up? There's got special little leather straps that have a little like a stud on the end of it, like a popper, to keep it up in that position. And doesn't she look gorgeous? That's her special Mama's and Papa's blanket as well, which is two-sided. The side that you can see is a kind of a whitish cream, and it's got different pink circles all over it. And then the underside, or the correct side, I don't know which is which, is the pink background, and the spots are kind of different shades or different patterns of white, large big spots. And that is my Tobiah. And she's actually, now that the show is over and I can relax a bit, she is for sale. So I will do a separate video with her, maybe tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday. I'll just see how I go, because I'd like to tell you about her, but this video is so long. I don't want to torture you any further. Shall I see if I can zoom into her face? Let's try. It's always a challenge with this equipment. Let's just see how we go. Oh yeah, there you go. Let's see if we can get a bit closer. Move the whole camera up. And then make it straight. There she is. You can see a little bit there. Sort of very dark in the background with the hood. But isn't she so cute? I absolutely love her. She's 22.5 inches long. And she's a heavy girl. I weighted her more heavy because she's, you know, she's like a big girl. She's more like a 3-month baby. Well, actually, I suppose she's, because when they're 5 months old, they can actually sit up, can't they? So she's probably maybe like a 4-month-old baby who can almost sit up by herself. And she weighs 6.5 pounds, and I've weighted her so that she can hold her head up. And she's not as floppy as I make my little baby. So that was fun, doing something different. So there she is. There's my beautiful girl. So if anybody thinks they might be interested, I will still do a video telling you about her details. But in the meantime, if anybody's interested, I'll put my, what do you call it, my email address, oh I'm so sorry, in the description. And you can just email me and let me know if you're interested in her. Otherwise, you can just wait for the details video, which will be coming up. And what else? Oh, I will attach all the photos from the fair, from the tables. Not all the photos from the fair, because honestly there wasn't time to go around and just take general pictures of action and people walking around. But I'll attach them to the end. So I know this is a very long video with lots of bits and pieces in it, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And watch out, you know, stay tuned for the photos at the end. Alright everybody, thank you very much for joining me today on Tuesday, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days, either tomorrow or Thursday, and I'll show you more about my little darling Tobiah. Well, she's not that little, guys. She's 22.5 inches, which is, I think, the same as my Lottie, my Marianne sculpt. I think she's 22.5 inches. Maybe she's 22 inches, but she's more, has more of a baby face, so she doesn't look as grown up as Tobiah. Look at her holding a dummy. Oh no, you can't see that. Let me zoom out. I was just looking at that and thinking how cute it looked. Let's go out a bit. There, see how she's holding her dum-dum? Isn't that so cute? And she's still wearing her baby biscotti outfit, so that you can see her arms and legs. So I'm imagining she's not feeling the cold. It's not very cold in the house. So I think she's okay. Yep, alright everyone. Well, thank you for joining me so much. Thank you so much for joining me. That's what I want to say. It's wonderful. I can't wait to see what your comments are on the doll show and the things I bought, especially my pram. We'll have to show you the pram rattle, what that looks like. Should I do that now, or are you just going nuts because the video is so long? Let me just quickly see if I can set that up. There she is. I've turned the pram sideways so you can still see her face a little bit. I put the hood right up so that there's a good distance between her face and her new pram rattle. Well, it's not new. It does belong to this pram. I bought it to go with the pram, and it was with the pram originally. So I put the hood up so that you can still see her face a little bit with the pram sideways, but when I turn it, I'll just show you straight on. It's a bit hard to see her face, so that's why I moved it. So there she is, and there we are, and I'll stop now because you poor people, I'm sorry to keep you here so long, but I really appreciate you coming, and I hope you enjoy the photos that are to come of the doll show. So thank you everyone so much for being my friend and for being here, and I'll see you very soon. So in the meantime, please take care everyone and be kind to each other. Bye bye.